Dennis Reineck here from DW Akademie, informing you on some results from our MIL index study conducted in 6 African countries in 2018 and 2019. So just to tell you something about our approach, we did a skill test based on DW Akademie's MIL model in 6 African countries, as you can see here. We did focus groups, we did representative surveys in 3 countries and key informant interviews, and we published this all on our webpage in 6 country reports. So, what aspect of media development did we focus on? The answer is media and information literacy. So, DW Academy regards this as a combination of 5 skill sets: access skills, analysis, reflection skills, creation, and action skills. And you can see 2 quotes on the right from experts whom we interviewed during the course of the study, just showing that media and information literacy is widely regarded as one of the answers to the mis and disinformation problem that we have currently. So what are the main findings? If we look at the results from the focus groups in the 6 African countries that we looked at, we found that disinformation is widespread. So the youths were readily able to recount a lot of examples of disinformation that they encountered in everyday life. But this is closely connected also to hate speech and cyberbullying, and the boundaries here are blurred. So what role do youth play in disinformative and hateful messages? Well, the key informant interviews showed us that youths can first of all be victims of hateful content and disinformation, especially in social and online media. They can also be relay stations for hateful content and disinformation, so they can share the information with others and thus help it spread. The third role is that youths can be exposed to such messages and become radicalized, and this is especially true for polarized societies or for election times when things are particularly tense. Youths can be instrumentalized by politicians, and they can themselves be sources of hateful messages and disinformation. And this can start with simple cyberbullying, spreading lies, to more advanced forms of disinformation. So most examples of disinformative content have to do with subjects that youths are interested in: celebrities, politicians, religious type subjects. And Facebook and WhatsApp are consistently seen as the main sources, while traditional media brands are rather more trusted. Some or several focus groups also picked up on the motivation behind disinformation, that oftentimes it's about earning money. So, what did we find was an effective strategy? Well, one part of the MIL index study was that we looked at a successful MIL initiative in Namibia called MILI, and we found that MILI actually has an impact. If you look at the right, the strongest impact is on censorship, rejection of censorship. Then rejection of hate speech and disinformation is also significantly up compared to a control group. The only area where we found that this wasn't the case was cyberbullying. So I think this is something that we have to focus on more strongly in our MIL interventions. So looking at our recommendations, well, the strongest recommendation, I won't go into everything here, but the strongest recommendation is to focus on critical attitudes and critical reflection, particularly political disinformation, and also look at the motivation and agenda behind disinformation. But on the right, you can see more far-reaching recommendations. So having MIL in the curriculum and having MIL campaigns. But let me hand over to Wallace Gichunga of the Center for Media and Information Literacy in Kenya to tell us about the value of such research.
The study is very, very important in giving a snapshot of what media and information literacy looks like for a very critical audience group, that is the youth. Now, in terms of policy, we would be having some document now to refer to and say, look, this is where we are in terms of the youth. The study is going to give us the people who are doing meal initiatives now. We can have some kind of, we know where to target and which areas to actually amplify, how to structure the meal interventions going forward, and also how to look for funding.
And that's it on the Mill Index study. Thanks.